This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. Hello and welcome to the Latics Football Phone-In.
It's Wednesday and we are live
from the stadium in York.
The LNER Sports Centre / swimming pool / football stadium / bus terminus. Yeah.
It was very much
Retail
it said Retail Parkway, but it was very much a northern leisure centre, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's literally a leisure centre.
Yeah.
Which is good. Look, I've got a bit of my head missing, and the headphones there. So we've gone green screen tonight, as you can see.
Yeah.
There is.
I wasn't allowed to pick the picture after much debate. Matt didn't feel it was appropriate. So
they were gone completely. Look. And now we're back. There we go. Yeah, you see. So I was going to mess about with that tonight.
The magic of media
for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So I don't really like the way that I'm like disappearing away into the background.
I'm all right.
Yeah. Anyway, well, it's not about that, is it?
Nope.
We went to York last night.
We did,
and we got a point.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it's Thursday here. What's that? Chris must be in Australia or something.
Oh
yeah. Good evening, Bob.
Yeah. Good evening, Robert.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, guys. Yes. Good evening, guys. He's just saying hello to everybody. We won't say hello to everybody. We'll just do a few.
It'll be a long night, won't it?
Well, not really. It's not that many listeners. Dave.
No, never.
But yeah, Gaz. I saw Gaz on Saturday in Maidstone. Was it Maidenhead? Sorry, Maidenhead. Hello. Yeah, sure. Anyway, let's stop messing about. There was a chap stood in front of me last night, just to my left and in front of me.
Frequenter.
Talking absolute nonsense he was all game. Let's have a listen to what he's got to say tonight.
Mr. Bee's Knees himself.
Hi, Gaz.
Yo, I was just going to say, fresh out of Bee's Knees.
I said to him, where did you end up after Maidenhead? Anyway, I ended up in Ingonshaw Rugby Club and then the Bee's Knees. And I was just like, oh my. And he just started laughing and I couldn't stop laughing. I haven't been in the Bee's Knees for 20 years or so. Goodness me.
True story.
Was it good?
Incredible place, to be fair. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's good. Envy's shut now on it, so
Yeah, this is it, Gaz. It's all about life's just an ongoing chain of experiences, some of which are interwoven with Latics. And yeah, so did you go to Maidenhead? You did, didn't you?
Yeah,
and then you went to York,
Great
so you've seen it all. You've been at the thick end of it. What did you make of the last? What have you made of the last week at Latics then?
A really positive week, actually. I thought Maidenhead was best. We've looked under Mickey Mellon. I think, granted, Maidenhead did the absolute opposite of everything you need to do to stop us. They allowed us to play. They didn't press. They didn't get in our faces. And York were the absolute opposite last night, really. It was a massive battle, that. But I think by the end of it, I was pleased with the point. I can dig in me, but I can, obviously be seen as quite negative sometimes. So I just want us to win all the time. But I thought last night was a fair result. It was horrible from both sides, but if we win Saturday, really good point in my opinion. Yeah. Look forward to
I thought it was a fair result last night because I thought York in the first 15 minutes were spreading that ball really well, and if they had a bit more cutting edge about them, or they put that big lad up front in the first half, I think we would have had a few more problems. Neil Ardley's he is total football. He does play that. He doesn't play the long ball. He likes to get it on the deck, and I just don't think York were a bad side, and I'm really surprised at the position that they're in. But they just, again, they can't.
Draw specialist, Dave. That was draw number 15 last night. It's a killer.
Yeah, there's a lot of 1-1s as well, isn't there? But I thought that going into it, it's going to be tough. Plucky 1-0, maybe 1-1. I actually thought at half-time it's going to have 0-0 written all over it, this. And when we got that goal, which I thought we deserved, really, it weren't weren't really a chance created, was it? But we take it. The only thing I was quite disappointed with last night was obviously bringing Kitchen back in the eyes of many is a no-brainer. But I thought it really made us predictable. Whereas on Saturday against Maidenhead, we got Hammond on the ball, we got Conlon on the ball, and we look like full of energy, and we could cause problems on other areas of the pitch rather than just the left. Whereas last night, it was just get to the left, get to Kitchen, get to left, get to Kitchen, and I thought Hammond really suffered for it. Just what you were saying then, Dave, about them knocking it about. Their number 10, I think it was, who kept dropping in between Fondop and Garner, collecting the ball and starting them off.
That's Batty. Was it Batty? Was it Batty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he got their man of the match. That lad,
yeah, I'm rightly so. That's what I thought Conlon was going to come in and do for us. Get us moving and get his foot on the ball. But I thought he was poor last night. But maybe it was just a game that didn't suit him at all.
I thought Conlon was poor, but I thought Hammond was really hard done to getting subbed for Green. I would have subbed Kitchen because Kitchen looked lost. He looked like he was going forward, and then I couldn't understand the formation for the first 10 minutes, and then I was like, "Why is Kitchen not getting back?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a 4-4-2, and Kitchen's on the left midfield," and I was like, "What? I don't understand it." Don't get me wrong, I don't know much about football tactics, and Mickey Mellon knows a lot more than me, but after Hammond and the way he played, for me, he was like one of the best players against Maidenhead. He was spreading it really well. He played some good balls in. He was very unlucky in some respects when some of the balls that he just overhit. And he could adopt that left-hand side role better than Kitchen, in my opinion. But again, it might have been the pace of York that may have been a bit of a worry with their right backs were bombing on, weren't they, in the left back? So it might have been a bit of that. I don't know. But Kitchen didn't impress me last night.
I think we started 3-5-2 and then quickly went to 4-4-2. Kitchen to me looked like he didn't know whether to be left back, whether to be wide, whether to be tucked in. He looked like a lad who'd been ill. But I've picked up on Kitchen for a few weeks. I've been told I've been unfairly digging him out, but I just don't think he's been any good recently. I think people talk about Norwood's body language, but Kitchen to me, all he seems to do is get on at the refs, and I don't know. I don't see much positive from him at the moment, and it's a shame because he was one of our danger men. And Boreham Wood's manager said, Kitchen does his best work when he's further up the pitch. So opposition teams are still planning for him, but again, I thought it made us really predictable. I did think Hammond deserved to come off, but someone had to come off for Green. And to be fair, when Green came on, then the first 5 minutes he looked really dangerous, and I really liked that. Really direct, getting at the fullback, being aggressive. And then they doubled up on him, didn't they? But what we didn't have then was the outlet anywhere else on the pitch to go, right, well, if he's taking 2 men up, that leaves space for someone else. And it was just an horrible game. It looked hard work. So take the point. Got to win Saturday now. We have to win Saturday for that point to mean something.
Apparently, Green he had a bit of an issue on Saturday, and he came off. So I think they were being a bit cautious with him, which is why he didn't start. But let's go back to the back four. We had 4 centre halves on the pitch on on Tuesday night again. And for me, it was a little bit of like trying to accommodate all those players. I feel like Mellon didn't want to drop any of them, and I can understand that. But for me, Hogan, he's not a left back, is he? So it would have been harsh to drop either Raglan or Hobson. But I think that putting Kitchen at left back and then playing with 2 centre halves and Sutton at right back, or even dropping Sutton and putting Hogan at right back, if that's what he really wanted to do, or Hobson at right back. We're in that situation where we haven't got that cover still properly. We're still playing with 4 centre halves, so Hammond was better on the left, and it was a shame for the lad that he had to then go out on the right. And I think Hammond and Kitchen would have been a better option down the left hand side. It's just we're in that sort of we've still not quite got that kind of all the square pegs in the square holes, have we? We're still looking. It's just, and that's a little bit of a problem. We have to come on to the issue of up front. Garner and Fondop playing, and not just that they're having to play 90 minutes. It's tough up front. They're playing against big guys that are in a lot of running, a lot of chasing, Saturday, Tuesday. And Alex Reid is obviously out in the cold. And where do you stand on it, Gaz?
Well, I have to agree with you around them being hard work, because for Boreham Wood and York, both within a week, Fondop and Garner have absolutely had 2 battles and a half. They've been
Maidenhead has as well.
Yeah.
Their defenders are bloody huge.
Yeah, they weren't as physical as them two, but it's still hard graft and them to put it about. I think I saw similar today because we had it with Rooney, didn't we? We had a section of us who really wanted Rooney to play when we were desperate for a footballer in the middle. And now there's a section of us who want Reid to play because we're desperate with forwards. I don't think last night bringing Reid on would have made any difference whatsoever. I just don't think that game suited him. I think a Fondop and a Gardner at 80% last night would have been more useful than Reid at 100%. I just don't think it suited him at all.
Could he not have gone on the left? Because he has played the wide left sometimes, and he could have made it been that loud because he has got a bit of pace and he's left-footed. And
I think Reid suits those games where the opposition are more possession based and are going to push onto you and are going to make you drop back when you've got to whip them on the break a bit. I think the teams that sit back and we have to try and unpick them, they're difficult. But Reid, I think
the player, doesn't he?
He's got that. You've got Reid and Green with some pace that can hit them on the break. I think that's got to be for the last 15-10 minutes. Give them something a bit more to worry about. But
and McGay's featured since what's happened as well. So if it is a case
obviously something else.
There must be something.
There has to be something else. But equally, even before this suspension at Christmas, he weren't really playing much under Mellon. I just don't think he suits Mellon ball. And for whatever reason, he don't fancy him. But if we're not playing him, we pay him up and move him on because I just don't see the point in keeping him in and around. I don't think he works hard enough to play out on the left knee. Do you know what was interesting about those last night? Although York were possession based, they were still deep, and I think that's why they don't score many goals. They do knock the ball around really nicely, for the first 2/3, but they are deep, so there wasn't much space to running in behind. Where I thought, well, if we had someone on the shoulder, there was one opportunity off a corner where the ball was in the air for Fondop, and I was thinking Green was kind of looking at it. I was thinking, go on, Green, gamble, because Fondop's going to win this. And he didn't. And a few opportunities like that, but I don't think they left much. There weren't many chances, were there? I think if we've not got Dallas and Norwood back in the next, because we've got 3 games, haven't we, again in the next 7 days?
Yeah.
Then he needs to bring a striker in on loan, or he has to consider Hope or Reid back for the bench.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Hope as well. Yeah.
It's against the team's best interest not to otherwise.
Well, this is the thing. It came up in one of the text groups. Back to let's take it back to basics with the football club. Purpose on a page, win football matches, and and you're paying somebody's wages. He might have fallen out with him or whatever, but like at the end of the day, having striking options on the bench. What happens if Garner comes off injured, Fondop comes out injured? What if they both come off injured?
Risk,
do you know what I mean?
It?
It's a huge risk, and you can't really. And you've got Dallas and Norwood coming back from injury. I know Reid's coming back from injury, but he's further ahead in his recovery than those two are.
I think especially with how unbalanced we are, because we finished really unbalanced on Saturday at Maidenhead. I think we had Dan Garner on the right and McGay at left back. It's unbalanced. The only thing for Reid is, has he been told, look, you're not to be involved? Because there was 4 lads there last night who weren't even on the bench who were there warming up. Reid wasn't one of them. I made a comment Saturday at Maidenhead that Reid, for me, should have been there warming up, watching the game in the stands, travelling, showing he wants to be part of it. But he might have been told he's not welcome.
Well, he keeps on saying that he's ready for his comeback, and he's sort of defying the manager on his social media posts. But if you're paying the guy, and with that limited of what we've got up front, I'd still be making him travel. I'd still be making him train. I'd still be making him do all the match day preparations like Dan Ward has got to do. Another player, I seen Shelton do it against the other week as well. I think it was against Woking. There's still player Green was doing it as well. I appreciate
this
it
is
at
what
home,
we wanted,
but we need to free Reid, I think, and give him a go. Even if it's on the bench, get him involved in the squad. What's the worst that can happen? He comes on 10 minutes and he might set up a goal. He might have a few shots. He might just bring that outlet and create a goal. You don't know, but you don't know if you try. But it depends.
Or equally, Dave, we're on a bit of a run of form, not necessarily a run of performances. He comes back in and he upsets the apple cart. He's a bad egg. I don't know. I can only assume. I don't like players being ostracised in the men's game. I hate it when they said to train with the youth. I don't agree. I didn't like it when Unsworth did it. I don't like it. I just think you've got to be able to manage the player and manage the character, as they say. But there's something else that's gone on for them to not want him involved. There has to be, because it squad wise and personnel wise and where we're short in positions, it doesn't make sense, does it?
No, I mean the thing is that if you've got Dallas and Norwood fit and raring to go, then it's a non-issue. It's just you're down the pecking order. There's only 4 outfield players on the bench. It doesn't even come up as an issue. It's purely because they're not fit. Hallen Hope isn't really seen as an out and out striker, and so yeah, it does beg the question at the end of the day, like. That it's so tight in that top 7 where we are between 7th and 4th. There's 1 point in it. A win last night, we finished 4th. We have a couple of points clear, and it's ultimately, as we've seen in the last few games, it's your strikers that score your goals in it and win your games. I mean, we have to give a shout out to Fondop and Garner as a pairing, because they've scored
4 goals in 3 games for Fondop.
Yeah. And 2 in 3 for Ghana. So, or in the set, full appearances. So it's great. And I was watching Ghana last night. He really puts himself in and about. He wins a lot of headers for someone who's a lot shorter than
a lot. He wins so many free kicks.
But it's his positions that he gets himself in. You watch him; it's his body positionings, and he reads the game well because of his experience and stuff. But I do worry.
Does the same,
I do worry that I think those two are interchangeable in terms of like they're going to have to sort of be a bit sparing with them. They can't be playing 90 minutes Saturday, Tuesday.
Well, they won't be with Norwood coming back from a hamstring. They're going to have to, 60 minutes here and max. And not that he'll like it, but,
the thing with Fondop, he's not everyone's favourite. He's not easy on the eye, but we've been saying this for a while. Things happen when Fondop plays. They do. Sometimes bad, but at the moment, good. And like you said, there's probably 15 better footballers than him at the club, but look at what he's doing for us at the moment. First 10 minutes last night, I thought he's not on it at all. I actually thought he was our man of the match in the end. In the second half, he managed to bring the ball down. He managed to link people in.
He hit the bar with a good shot, and then the goal was just about bravery, just about getting up with the keeper. You're going to get clattered, but he won the ball, good header. One of them, just get on it and see what happens. But yeah, we need that physicality. We need that presence, especially with the type of football that we play. We're not the passing article, are we? We still don't get enough crosses in the box for me. We still don't give the likes of Garner and Fondop the chance to get on it. I mean, like last night, Garner I could see him in the first half when he was kicking down Aaron, wanting the ball, making the runs, like give me the ball, put something in for me to run onto, and he wasn't getting it. And after that ball that Sharon played, you're looking at him, you're thinking Garner's going to make the runs. Like, put some balls in the box for him to get on the end of.
York out of possession last night were really aggressive, and every time we got the ball, there were 2-3 of them on us really quickly. I'm thinking of when Garner he was running on edge at box in first half, and they were 2 round him. Someone slid and took. They were really. I was impressed with York out of possession. Their position in that league's false. And there'll be a team to watch for next year. I reckon they're still in it, and we are.
They'll be better next season.
I think Fondop last night, someone said to me in the crack, he said, like, he's not a footballer, is he? He can't read the game. He just tries his very best all the time. His first touch is awful, but he seems to get and as soon as he seems to get in the right place at the right time, and he'll put his head where someone won't. There's probably 20, 30 better strikers, as you've alluded to, but he's a typical National League striker. But his reading of the game is probably one of the worst I've seen, because he can't make the right run there. If you see like Garner compared to Fondop,
I think he's improving though.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not having a pop at him. But if you look at him compared to like Garner or Norwood, he's not an intelligent player. He doesn't make the right run. He plays the wrong ball. If the ball's going through him to another player, he'll stop it and try and get involved in the play. He's just a box of frogs, isn't he, all the time?
I reckon if you ask all the other National League defenders who they'd least like to play against, I bet he's right up there.
Easy,
definitely.
But any money is up there. I bet you they have an easier 90 minutes against Norwood than they do against Fondop. Not saying Fondop's a better player, but I bet you Norwood gives them a much easier 90 minutes than Fondop.
He's chaos, isn't he? He's chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the last one before I go, lads. Do you reckon, and I'm hypothesising here, do you reckon there's absolutely anything in Kitchen not looking himself these last 6 weeks
because of what's
going on with his mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's potentially the case, isn't it? I mean, it's potentially the thick as thieves. Apparently, those two, aren't they? And if something's affecting your mate, your best mate, it is going to affect you, isn't it? In such a close environment, in a work environment like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to cast any dispersions on Mark Kitchen's professionalism or anything like that. I mean, it might not be. It might have nothing to do with it, but it's got to have a bit of.
Yeah,
it's like if I got suspended, you'd be devastated, wouldn't you?
Well, I'd have suspended you, so I'd be quite pleased about it.
What do you reckon for Saturday, lads?
Well, what I reckon first and foremost is that we, as fans, no moaning, no getting on the back. We've got to make it an absolute fortress with the amount of play and what that man has done, Frank Rothwell. Last night even the York fans were clapping him, weren't it? Fair play. We've got to make it. This is the time now where we can make this ground a fortress. If we can win 3-0 and we get 11,500 people there or whatever, we can gain 2,000 on our fan base every week. So it's on the players. 100%. The players have to really stand up. And I'm not saying, no, it's all the fans. The players have got to have their responsibility and take their mantle as well. We've got to batter Kidderminster. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we will, but we've got to go out there in the face of no fear.
It's a huge occasion. I mean, we have to remember it's not just about the Oldham players. The Kidderminster players are going to be well up for this. This is going to be absolutely massive for them because they don't get to play in front of. I mean, they only came up last season, didn't they? So they didn't get to go to Notts County. They didn't get to go to Wrexham. They got Chesterfield and this and these are like So we need to make the occasion too much for them. What I hope is that the occasion isn't too much for our own players because that's been the issue at home, isn't it? They've not been able to turn it on and do the business. So it's a massive
They've been
occasion.
On a good run under Phil Brown, though. They have been on a good run. To be fair, they've lost 2 in the last 9 games. So
I think for the clubs, for Oldham Athletics Saturday. For the whole club, not just the team, as a dress rehearsal for the playoffs.
100%.
Big crowd. Can we get the hospitality right? Can we get the queues right? Can we get plenty of burger stands in? Can we get temporary beer stands? Can we get people in and out? Can we perform? Can we make it hostile? Can we make it a fortress? Because if we're getting the playoffs, we can't go into it worrying about playing at home with these 11,000 there. That has to be to our advantage, not Kidderminster's, not Bromley's, not Solihull's. So on Saturday, put a performance on, get on the front foot, and make it fucking count.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm hoping for big performances and from our most experienced players as well, like the Hogan and Garner and Conlon and those players, and I want to see their influence on the game because they have been there, they've done it. They've played in front of the big crowds, they've got that experience. It's massive. It's a huge game. I think we lose that game. It's
not good.
It's a big step backwards, isn't it? It's a step backwards that we'll all feel, and we'll have to have a good moan about it on the pod and on the phone in next week. But
just before you go, Gaz, are you a free read or freeze read?
Say that again.
Are you free read or freeze him out? Freeze read.
Oh, freeze.
Ooh, interesting. From the bee's knees man himself.
From bee's knees to freeze.
Hey,
right.
On Saturday, gents.
Yeah, see you on Saturday, mate. Have a good one. See you a bit. Speaking of Saturday, Dave.
Yeah.
Not only is it a big day for Latics at Boundary Pikes.
Well, been in deep contract negotiations, haven't we?
And we have, and we're very pleased to announce that we will be going live on Saturday before the game.
Someone has allowed it.
And here, not on our own platform. Anyway, so let's stop waffling on about it, and this is what it is.
Attention all listeners.
From Shaw to Sholver,
Crompton to Coldhurst,
Bittenhill to Failsworth,
Hollywood to Hattershaw,
from Leeds to Limeside.
This Saturday, 24th of Feb from 10 till 11 a.m.
Myself, Matt Dean,
and me, Sexy Dave Bradley,
are exclusively live on Oldham Community Radio,
bringing you a roundup of everything Oldham Athletic
on A Look
Athletics.
So join Matt
and Dave
on 99.7 FM and DAB Oldham
Community Radio.
Now, is it just me, Dave, or when we're both doing our radio voices, are we getting a little bit community? Are we dropping a few T's to D's?
Totally, mate.
Is that right, mate?
Yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah, not off.
But that'll be fun, won't it?
Yeah, it'd be fantastic, mate.
Yeah, I mean, what I've been doing on Oldham Community Radio recently is like sort of doing a bit of a mashup between the podcast and the phone in, and that goes out at 10 o'clock. So I don't really promote it to the people who listen to the podcast and the phone in, because what's the point? You've already heard it on anyway. But we're going to do cringe. I know, yeah.
We're bringing the cringe in the community.
Yeah, but this is going to be completely live and spontaneous. So it's going to be from 10 to 11, and hopefully we might do a bit more next season before home games and stuff.
And if you want to listen in, but we'll be going to send you some stuff out on Twitter.
Twitter.
For you to contact us whilst we're doing the show, so we can keep in contact with all you great listeners. So
that'll be fun anyway.
Everything's fun with what we do.
Exactly.
Speaking of fun,
Ibby.
Good evening, guys. Sexy Dave, Matt.
How you doing, mate?
Hi, Ibby.
I'm all right, guys. You all right, Dave, Matt?
Yeah, great. Yeah, all good. Oldham are in the playoffs. Sold out away end at York last night.
7 points from 9.
Yeah, things are good, aren't they?
And Oldham Community Radio have commissioned Matt and Sexy Dave on the radio. Are you going to be listening in, Ibby, on Saturday morning?
Absolutely. For you guys, I will be. But yesterday, I thought it was a very difficult game yesterday. And it looked like he was offside. But the main thing is we did it.
100% offside. It was miles offside, that goal.
I was watching the video back, and I found it very, from the angle, it's hard to see, because he does cut. He's not just hanging on the back post. He does come in.
If a referee looks at a linesman for that long, and he's nodding going, are you saying, sure? Are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure he's touched the ball? Are you sure? And the linesman absolutely bottled it. He bottled it, mate. He was offside. He was on the line. He was offside when the ball was.
No, he wasn't stood on the line though. If you watch the go back, he does come in from the 6-yard line and follow it in. So I think he may well have been offside. It wasn't as obvious as I thought it was.
I'm going to say it again. He was offside.
He might well have been offside. Yeah,
no, he was offside. Right. Anyway, sorry, Ibby. Go on.
Yeah, you throw the questions at me, guys.
Right. So. Freeze read or free read? What camp are you in, Ibby?
I would say bring him back in, because the club are paying him good wages. The manager needs to sit down with him and see what the issues are, because if it's been resolved, then why is Harris still in the first team and Reed is out in the sidelines?
Correct.
And he's a goal scorer. He's still on the club's book. The club should allow him to come back into the first team, whether it's off the bench or straight on. Because if one of our strikers get injured, Dave, where are we going to end up turning to?
I think it's just been alluded to, because it's going to be such a shame that maybe, I don't want to say stubbornness, but principles of Mickey Mellon not allowing him back could have an adverse effect on the team.
It kind of depends, though.
Yeah,
I know. For the reason, doesn't it? Because we might, if we knew the truth, we might agree.
Well, I might ask him after the game at Kidderminster.
Well, I think you think you should.
Yeah. What are you thinking about Kidderminster, Ibby? What do you what's your prediction? Do you think we're
it's going to be a tricky game, because Fair Brown has done a brilliant job with them. I'm hoping it's going to be 3-1 result, but remember, it's all about Frank on Saturday. So we have to all come in, and for full 90 minutes we have to sing for Frank, because it's a special day for Frank.
Yeah, and it's Scarf Day as well. The Atleticos have posted saying it's bring your scarf to the game. So make sure that everyone does that. Are you going to be bringing yours, Ibby?
Absolutely, Dave, and I'm looking forward to the game, because it should be a very good game. And what we need is fans to support the players, not become on the back, because last night there were a few odds tweets that were doing my notes in, because it's not right, Dave, because if you put the players off, then they can't continue doing the job. It's right.
No, it is. As I said to you, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Everyone jumped on Hammond's back, and look how he's developed into a decent player. He's had a few good games now, and that's because people have shown him support, probably because of my rant, and I have the power over the fans. But no, in seriousness, you've got to give the players time. back them. When Wrexham, you look at the Wrexham, we went to Wrexham, they were backing the team, weren't they, no matter what. Notts County back the team. Sheffield Wednesday, they're in the mire at the moment. They're back the team no matter what. They're through and through. But I understand that we've had so much pain and so much torture and so much relegation with regards to, how it's gone downhill. We're in the playoffs, for Christ's sake. 7 points out of 9. If someone misplaces a pass, get over it. For God's sake. If someone puts it wide, get over it. Let's get on the referees back. Let's get on their opposition's back.
Yeah.
Before I go, what do you make of Fondop? Because he's been outstanding, and I'm hoping the club will issue him another long-term contract, because that guy makes things happen.
Didn't he sign one?
He signed one last season,
until 25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a friend of the show, Mike Fondop, as well. So, Mikey, if you're watching,
I think it's what we need and what we've lacked for a long time is players that fans can really get behind, idolize. The younger fans can idolize, and that are here for a bit, so they feel an affinity for the club, and we feel an affinity for them. We've had such a high turnover of players in the last however many years that they've just not. You've just not got to be, who was your favourite player for Latics? If you're younger and you're growing up, he's been chopping and changing. You'll be getting someone's name put on back of your shirt, and he's gone out in no time. So I think having players like Mike Fondop that fans really love is brilliant. And you know what? I mean, we're talking about Alex Reid tonight. Alex Reid he's been popular amongst the fan base as well. So it's important that we have those players.
Yeah,
and that we keep
Hogan he's game by game. He's impressing me. I think he's been superb the last few games, and the games when he was suspended, it really showed. And again last night, I thought he was outstanding.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think he's playing with a lot of energy. His commitment is so evident. He's throwing himself at everything.
But you see him with the players at the corners, and he's like glaring at them. They're frightened to death of him.
I meant to mention this, but on the podcast, but I forgot. But on when we scored the first goal at Maidenhead at the weekend, the players came running down in front of the stand, and I was like right down near the front. So like a big kid, I went down and put my arm out like this. Liam Hogan nearly broke my arm. Like he was like high-fiving people, and so I put my arm out, and he had the power in it. I was like, oh Jesus! So big strong lad, But that's the thing. There are big presences. Like there are some big lads in our team now, and if they are getting stuck in like they are. We're winning. They can win physical battles. We look at some of these other teams around us when we think, "Oh God, they're big players, they're big players." But then you start looking at Fondop next to him. Even Will Sutton's a big lad. Hobson, Raglan, Hogan.
Raglan's a beast.
There's some. We've got
Hobson
some big,
as well. He's
big powerful
unit,
players. Yeah, so we've got to have that blend of strength, aggression, skill.
See that tackle from Sheeran last night in the 9 minutes of the game when he went, and that guy from York, because he tackled him, he started mourning. He's like, but it was a good tackle, weren't it? If he'd have mistimed it, would have broke his leg, I think. But it was Sheeran. What do you think of Hammond's performance last night?
He had a decent game, but it's going to take a while. Like I told you last week, he'll settle in. But remember, he's highly rated.
Yeah.
And we need to give him a chance, and he will deliver. And Hogan has been outstanding. He's playing like unbelievable, really. And he reminds me a bit of Stuart Pearce defending.
Yeah,
he's got that kind of commitment and that kind of energy about him, and he certainly doesn't play like as good at left back as Stuart Pearce did.
I think last night, York was one of them games you might have lost back in 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Do you know what I mean? So it shows how far we've come as a team. We were at 1-0 up. All right, we got a goal, and our heads would have gone down, and we would have sort of lost the plot and lost a bit of confidence because it was a clearly offside goal. But it shows the team's strength and character. It's building game by game. Someone put a stat on since Christmas, we played 10, won 6, drew 2, and lost 2. It ain't all that bad.
It ain't bad, Dave.
Guys, thanks a lot for having me on the show. I'll let another caller come in now.
Thanks, Timmy.
If only there was one.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the game on
Cheers,
Saturday.
Abe.
Right, so we don't have any callers lined up. So what we'll do is we will just drop in a little advert for the end of season party, which is this.
There's no fear like the fear of the unknown. Fear of what lurks in the dark, unopened and forgotten places. This spring, the creators of Loud Life and Beefy, Devil Owen, and the Wheel of Wonder take you on an epic journey into the heart of a beast dormant since 1991. Do you dare to follow them into this abyss? Will your nerves hold as we voyage deep into the bowels of playoff contention? Could it finally be time to open the trophy chest?
Kevin Pressman stands between Oldham Athletic and the Second Division Championship. Can Neil Redfern do it? He has! 3-2! Unbelievable stuff here at Bowden Park! Incredible!
So we could be opening the trophy chest again this season. We stay in the playoff contention, and we're going to have a party. We're going to have a party anyway. But if we do go up, it'll be an extra special, won't it? So get your tickets nice and early from our website, oafcpodcast.co.uk/shop. If you're a subscriber on Spotify, you've got a ticket offer for half price. So if you haven't, then it's tough. You have to buy it at full price.
What if they subscribe?
If they subscribe, then I'll send them a discount code.
Thanks for confirming.
Someone who's just got back from York, because I think
it wasn't shy, it was a slugfest.
He may have travelled by horse and cart. We'll find out.
I might have walked.
Adrian. Hello.
How you doing, fellas?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Mate, you?
It's marvellous of science I've actually done. I've just got a new phone and it's taken me about bloody half an hour to actually try and get to your stream now, thing. But I'm on here. I've just got back from York. Long journey, interesting journey, both on the way there and on the way back. On the way there because I forgot the tickets, paper tickets. Absolute bloody nightmare. I've got to thank Adam in the ticket office for helping me out at the last minute. Otherwise, I'd never made it. And thank the guy at York City as well. So it's just a sort of like senior thing. But a very, it was an interesting game. I mean, I haven't listened to the podcast. I don't know what people said, so I'll give you a nice kind of take on it. But I don't know. What do you think about that? The LNER Stadium. What did you think? Did you get to walk round it, or did you just walk straight into the stand?
I walked around one side of it and it was all right. I think it's a nice little ground. It does a little job. I preferred the old York ground, but I didn't mind it. I just think it's a bit of a ball ache for people coming in from York City Centre on the bus and out, and that's the only bit that's the
retail part football grounds aren't great, are they?
But
it's
not a bad ground. I don't think there's a lot worse out there.
Yeah, it did have the feeling of a proper football ground, though, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The good thing about it is you can get a decent atmosphere going in there because of the way it is, so the noise-wise and stuff, it's not bad.
Yeah, but I've got to put it on my list because the two strangest experiences going to football grounds. Back in the day, I think it must have been about, I think I went to see Oldham play at Watford. And to get to the stand at Watford, you had to walk through an allotment to get to the back of the stand. You literally had to walk through an allotment. And yesterday, I got there about 3 o'clock to sort my ticket out, and I had to walk. I went into the ticket out, and I had to walk past the swimming pool.
To
walk past it. It was quite bizarre actually, but I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. I thought it was of all the kind of.
As you say, it had a bit of character to it. Once you're in there, it felt like a proper football ground. It's just
It did.
The council have invested a lot in that retail part to drive.
Yeah. But we were in York today, and we thought it was a fantastic city, York. And it's just a shame when you get these clubs that kind of sucked out of the location and everything. It doesn't feel quite right.
I think when we were talking about, like, I was talking about this, I think it's going to be something that we'll talk about more on the podcast. But teams that have got a heritage and from cities and that end up in this, not from cities necessarily, but bigger clubs that end up in the National League. Isn't it about time that the National League became Division 5 of the EFL? Because it's the national, so all the national leagues, I want to say national leagues, I mean where all the teams play from around the country, and the National League, as it is, the amateur league, should really be for the regionalised football. So once you get into National League, it should be managed by the EFL. And I think that this 3 up, 3 down is important, because teams like York, Aldershot, there's certain teams that have fallen into this lower level, and they just can't get back out. And it's kind of like all the years of history that they've had building up of the club in the Football League, they can't get back because of this system. And especially now that there's clubs coming down there with serious money, and there's clubs coming up from lower levels with money. I think it's time that it needs to change. I think we've got such an amazing football pyramid that we could even be talking about having crowds of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 in the National League. That it really needs to be given more kudos, more credibility, more investment, because I think it's good for the game. And I think where the money from the Premier League and from the top needs to go is, like, in the National League now, like, we lose our academy funding next year. What needs to happen is money from the top needs to really come into the National League. That's where the academies need to be. The focus needs to be on giving these clubs like some of the small, like Latics now that we're in here, money to keep our academies going, so that we can fund our clubs through selling on players and feeding that into the game. And I think that now, we've had the Premier League for 38 years or whatever. Now it's time to sort of like relook at the national structure and make some changes, because there are well-established football league clubs that have just disintegrated once they've gone into this. It's so impossible.
No, I can see that. I can see that, man. But if you look last night, I mean, you looked at York and you thought this is a proper football club, even though it was a new grounds. But you could tell it was a proper football club. And I think it's like crash and burn, isn't it? I just flipped over. I read something tonight about Rochdale. Are they going into administration or something? I mean, are they going to go?
Well, they're in trouble. So
the clubs. I mean, we've done it. We haven't done it completely. We've done it. We've come out the other side, but I think these clubs come out stronger, don't they? And it's these proper football clubs like Oldham Athletic, York City, that come out the other side. And I know what you're saying, Matt, about money has to trickle down, but I think to a certain extent it's like sod them. You know what I mean? We'll do it ourselves. I think you can do that. I think you can do that, because if you look last night, I mean, it was a proper football match. You can have my opinion on how it went. It wasn't particularly.
It was a scrappy game. It was a bit sloppy.
It was.
But there was goals in it. There was hard tackles in it. There was long balls, defenders.
But it was a proper football match, wasn't it? It was a proper football match. It was a proper football match with a good support from both sides. So I think I'm not so sure about. I know what you're saying, Matt, about you need to trickle down the money, but I mean. I think
the point here that half the clubs in this league barely get an average of 1,000, and that that's fair. But I think we want to be trying to strengthen the game. We want to encourage because obviously we know clubs like Solihull Moors are like a bit of a you get a drip off from Villa fans and things like that. But really, especially with the Premier League, there's only so many tickets to go and watch football in the Premier League. We want people to be going watching their local clubs, and that is right. If the leagues are better and the clubs have got more money and they can invest, then people will start to go and watch their local clubs more. But again, it's kind of like that's us looking at it from the point of view of wanting the good of wanting something for the good of the game, as opposed to the Premier League looking at it about wanting it, but for their own benefit. Really,
going about the independent regulator and all that, nothing's happened yet, and it's just all the government are trying to push it, and nothing's happening. So people get despondent with it, and people just ignore it, and then basically the Premier League clubs get away with it. Because no one, unless you're United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, unfortunately, no one gives a shit, do they? It's really sad, but it's the truth. truth. And
it's like we had James on the podcast on the weekend, who's from
I
he
listened to that,
described it as a middle class market town in Oxfordshire. So he said obviously everybody supports Man United, Liverpool, and Arsenal. You know, like and when there's Oxford City, Oxford United, and a host of other professional clubs in the area. So you know, it is what it is.
It's not. It shouldn't be what it is, but unless there's some drastic changes, maybe I don't know, the EFL teams going on strike or what, you know, I'm saying a strike, you know. It could,
anyway, just change the subject slightly. Has anybody have you spoken about the match on Saturday? It's the in-depth tonight. It's all
about the game. We're not with the Kidderminster game. Yeah, we spoke about the occasion and whether or not we're going to bottle it, or whether we're going to.
Just for me, from my viewpoint, is you know, I listen to the podcast a lot, and they you know, they talk about, you know, first thing is it's your most memorable athletic experience, and how it, you know, I mean, I just thought back to you know, I'm a bit older than you guys. I thought back to being at Chaddy, and there's 18,000 in that. And it was just like unbelievable. And I'm just so much looking forward to having Boundary Park almost full. I just think it'll be such a lift. It'll be absolutely fantastic. And with the impetus that the Rothwell family have given to the club, I hope we win. I don't, you know, I hope we put on a good show. But I mean, just to have that stadium full, and I just think it's going to be fantastic, and you know, I think that's. I just think it's going to be a great event. Fantastic for Frank and his charity. Fantastic for the club, for the community, and everything. I'm just so much looking forward to it.
It's a fantastic gesture from the club to give everybody the opportunity to go in for £1. I think if you do go and you did pay £1, chuck a few quid in for the Alzheimer's Society as well. You know what I mean? Chuck some money their way to balance it out a little bit. Because Frank's raised 300 grand now, which is amazing. But
even to look around Boundary Park and see it full, it's worth putting 20 quid in there.
I mean, you know, you think about where we've come from when our last season in the Football League, where, you know, let's be honest, there were crowds of 1,500, 2,000 in there, wasn't there? There was hardly anybody in there. So to play a National League game and have it, you know, plus 10,000 is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I don't know. Someone's met about how many Kidderminster are bringing. I think they're bringing a bit more, aren't they? I think they've got some of the Chaddy end, have they?
I don't know.
Is that right? I don't know.
Well, they're talking about 11,000. I mean, it's like the capacity is 11,000. It's supposed to be 13,500.
11,500 for safety and maintenance reasons.
Well, that's fine, isn't it? You can't get better than that in the National League, can you?
No, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Yeah, and so we are the biggest club in this division, and you know, I think what I want to see is as we push into the playoffs this season, as we go for it, that the crowds come to Boundary Park consistently, and we back the team, and we get into playoffs, and we have a couple of fantastic occasions, like, you know, and hopefully get to Wembley. It'd just be amazing, and there's no doubt that. Well, we'll see, won't we, on Saturday? You say, there's no doubt.
Where do you two think we're going to be then in the playoffs? What you know, are we going to make? Are we going to get the second? Are we going to be in the lower slots? Where do you see us being then? I'll put you on a question on this one. Are we going to be full seventh? You know, where are we going to be?
If we get in the playoffs, we're going up. I said it at the start of the season. If we get in the playoffs, we'll go up.
Dave, you're an eternal optimist, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave said we were staying up when we were definitely going down. But didn't you say that you have to kick the ball in the other opponent's half to score a goal? So absolutely. That's your knowledge of football. Which is true.
Yeah. Okay.
But at the beginning of the season, my prediction was that we'd start off poorly, get better, finish third. It's all on record, Dave. If you want to listen to it, so I'm going to stick with third. I think we're going to grind out results, close the gap on Barnet, and finish third. Yeah, that's.
How many 6 pointers have we got? We've got like Bromley, Chesterfield,
Aldershot's a massive game.
Yeah, Altrincham. you know.
Bromley, yeah, we've got some big games coming up. We've got to win them all. We've got to do the ugly things like go to Eastleigh on a Tuesday night and you know, pick up points there as well. You know what I mean? There's things like that.
But Andy said we're going to win some, we're going to lose some. We've just got to roll with the punches. Roll them, ride with the punches.
Just got to ride the cowboy.
Well,
yeah.
Whatever you do at weekend.
Right. Listen, Adrian, thanks for your call, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting in touch. Stay in touch. Behave yourself. And are you coming up?
To the weekend.
And you're coming up on Saturday, yeah.
I've got my long-suffering wife. I went to Crewe last weekend.
Oh yeah, she's a Crewe fan, isn't she?
She's a Crewe fan. I've got to say that they play some good football in the Crewe. They really do. Yeah. And they're doing well. And I get dragged them onto Crewe. She's coming to Oldham. She went to York with me last night. And, we kind of share it between us, but they're good. I like Crewe. I like to be playing. Well, they might go up this year, but I hope to be playing Crewe next year because they're good, honest football side.
But you're not going to watch the Crewe Alex football phone now, you, Adrian? Because we will be disappointed.
No, I don't think there is one.
No, because they're way better. So yeah,
But I'll be there. I'll be there on Saturday. I'm popping in into the ground and having a beer. And I'm so much looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's
really
gonna be great.
Be nice to see you, mate.
Don't forget you can go on to Oldham Community Radio online and listen to Matt and Dave on the Look at Latics from 10 a.m.
till 11 at 99.7 FM.
He's not going to pick that up in Shropshire, mate.
Yeah, you can get it on DAB, can't you?
Online. You can go online as well.
On DAB.
So wherever you are in the world.
DAB as well.
Might not reach Shropshire though.
No, I've got it actually. I can listen to it. Is it worth listening to? Is it worth
no, it's just going to be me and him prattling on about Latics. So, you know.
So absolutely. Any Latics fan should be listening to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, cheers, Adrian.
Cheers,
take care, mate. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Safe travels up, mate.
So we've had a couple of orders in for Trophy Chest while we've been on air, which is great. We've also had
and next week, if you order tickets whilst we're on air, there will be a special prize next week.
Will there?
Yes.
This is news to me, Dave.
And news to me, but I will sort a special prize out. A date with Sexy Dave. Date with Sexy Dave.
Sexy Dave? What?
Just click that.
This one?
No.
What? Oh, no.
No, you will get a prize. You will get a prize.
It's on loop. A bit of chaos at the end of the show there. Anyone not going to game on Saturday can listen to full match commentary on Radio Cavell, 13:50 a.m. A.M. So there you go. So that's
featuring our good friend Keith Gledhill. Yeah.
So we've also had a coffee bought for us as well. So should we play the jingle? Just because I like hearing you say creamy latte.
Yeah, creamy.
So now, Dave, fans can buy us a coffee. How do you like your coffee?
Like a nice cream, white, frothy latte.
Latte. So if you want to buy Dave a
latte,
then you can go to buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast. I'll just take mine black. Yeah, so thanks to Oldham Athletic Veterans and Armed Forces Supporters Group.
And on the 29th of January, Johnny Egg.
Yeah.
How do you like your eggs?
Like a nice cream, frothy, scrambled.
Sunny side up.
I really love eggs.
I like boiled eggs.
I like them all.
Do you like them runny or solid?
Poached eggs, runny. Boiled eggs. I quite like a hard-boiled egg, to be honest.
Some Warburtons. Other bread is available.
Other bread is available, unless Warburtons want to sponsor.
Do you like? I like my eggs with beef paste.
Beef egg. I like a Scotch egg. I had a Scotch egg on Saturday.
Tell you what.
René. Right, yeah. So I think that's it then.
Yeah, thanks.
We're coming in at under an hour, which I think is enough for anyone.
Yeah, definitely.
More than enough for anyone.
Yeah, and it'll be enough for everyone to listen to Oldham Community Radio on Saturday. So please join the show. We're going to have Twitter feed live. So keep an eye on at OAFC phoning so you can contact us during the show.
So yeah, just one more time.
Attention all listeners.
From Shaw to Shoulder,
Crompton to Coldhurst,
Fitton Hill to Failsworth,
Hollywood to Hattershaw.
from Leeds to Limeside.
This Saturday, 24th of Feb from 10 till 11 a.m.
Myself, Matt Dean,
and me, Sexy Dave Bradley,
are exclusively live on Oldham Community Radio,
bringing you a roundup of everything Oldham Athletic
on A Look.
Athletics.
So join Matt
And Dave
on 99.7 FM and DAB Oldham
Community Radio.
Well, at least we're amused, Dave. That's the main thing.
If we'll stop doing it when we stop, when we don't laugh.
It starts making us giggle. Right, thanks for joining us. Let's get down to Boundary Park on Saturday. Let's get right behind the boys, make
And
loads
welcome
of noise.
Back, Frank.
Welcome back, Frank.
Yeah, he's done bloody well running that ball. He's done very well.
Yeah. Right, see you all on Saturday for what's going to be a fantastic occasion. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Boundary Park Alert System, a QPod production hosted and produced weekly by Matt Dean, Andy Halliwell and Dave Bradley. QPod is Oldham's only dedicated podcast production company, and if you'd like to learn more about how podcasting can help take your brand to the next level, visit kupod.co.uk. A huge thank you goes to all those people who subscribe to the podcast on Spotify. We really appreciate you all. Please visit oafcpodcast.co.uk and click Be a Supporter or find the link in the show notes if you'd like to help us fund the show. It's only $2.99 per month to subscribe, but if you'd rather make a one-off donation, please visit buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast or click the link on our website. Don't miss the Latics Football Phone-In every Wednesday live from 8:30pm. Please visit youtube.com/@OAFC podcast and do hit subscribe while you are there. You can also follow and interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok @OAFC podcast. Big thanks go to Eileen Finnegan for writing our excellent weekly blog, which we encourage you to read on our website every Saturday morning, and also to Paul Prendergast for providing us with all the Latics Mind questions. The title music for the show is by Manchester DJ and producer Starion, and for more information visit bandcamp.com/Red Laser Records. If you'd like to be a guest or contribute to the show, we would love to hear from you. Until then, see you next time.